everybody, and welcome back to Tattoo Talk Tuesday. If this is your very first time joining us for Tattoo Talk Tuesday is our weekly interactive talk show where I take user-generated questions and try to answer them myself with my own experience as a tattoo collector. So, if this is your first time here, I make videos like this every Tuesday. Feel free to subscribe and comment down below. This is a very supportive community, I feel. So, this week, today, by the way, is election day. Did you guys vote? Give this video a thumbs up if you voted. Or if you like Tattoo Talk Tuesday. It's been a little while since my channel's broken any analytic sort of records. So give this video a thumbs up. Just go ahead, do it. Let's see what happens. Today I'll be covering a little bit of a sensitive subject, but a little bit of a subject, well, maybe it's just sensitive to me. I don't know. But you know what? It's not. I don't know. So today I'm going to be talking about matching tattoos with your ex. I know this is hard, but it doesn't have to be. I feel like, depending on the severity of your relationship, depending on how new it is, this happens. Sometimes we are so in love, and you know, if you're dating a tattoo collector or if you seem to have a lot of tattoos, sometimes that thing comes up where you're like, let's do it. We're in love, we're young, we're old. Let's get matching tattoos. And I have matching tattoos with friends, no doubt, but I also have matching tattoos with my ex. Honestly, they don't ever bother me. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight on that and just let you know that it's okay. I don't recommend, but it's okay. And really, who's there to stop you? So I have a story, tattoos I was refused. This may be the video that introduced you to my channel. It got pretty big, but on that video I said that we were refused a tattoo because we came in as a couple. But then we went down the street and still got the tattoos. So I probably have about 5 tattoos with this other person. It kind of started out in the beginning, like we were getting tattooed together. We met because we were both like modified people, and we both went to a school where it wasn't super common, so it didn't take long for me to be like, who's that? Wow, oh my god, who is that guy? He's crazy, I love him. We met and started dating almost instantly. It was kind of just like 2 freaks in a huge pond, and then one day we were like, we started getting tattoos at the same time, and I think that's really normal. A lot of people are like, no one can be in the room who isn't significant to me because they will be associated with my tattoo forever. And although that can be true, I promise you, the more tattoos you get, the more it does not matter. And some of you guys are watching this because you don't have any tattoos yet. But I promise you, it's not a super huge deal, especially like along the lines when you start getting tattooed by a lot of people and a tattoo artist rips you off somewhere along the lines. Your tattoos and your emotions sometimes separate themselves, and it's totally okay. I promise. It's not something you'll think about every day. We were getting tattooed at the same time. We were both in the same room, and I promise you I do not associate those tattoos with him. Then we started getting matching tattoos because you have to have your undying love for somebody. You have to put it out there. And our first matching tattoos together happened really quickly in our relationship, probably like, I don't know, a couple months in. But we were in a like very young and like hopeless relationship, and I can't say that I don't love that stuff. I love it on TV. I love it in a book. And when I was living it, I loved it too. So we got matching tattoos right away. We went to a place that didn't say anything. They weren't like, oh my god, are you still in high school? They were just like, yeah, boom, boom. There you go, guys. They didn't stop us. And I still think to this day, it's because you gotta get it out of your way. I think as a tattoo collector, we have tattoos that do have like social stigmatisms to them, but maybe not necessarily stigmatisms that we really feel. I'm sure the dude who tattooed me was like, yeah, I got a matching tattoo with plenty of girls before. Or he didn't. He's a saint. I don't know. Then we started seeing this one tattoo artist together, and we started getting a lot of matching tattoos just from him. And he didn't care. Later on, hit on me, so it didn't really matter, and it wasn't something he ever preached about. He never ever said, you shouldn't get this, guys. He was totally for it. And then there is one tattoo I got while we were fighting, and I thought he would like it if I got it, so I got that tattoo. And I mean, our fight stopped. Then, woo! Matching tattoos and a tattoo in his honor. But I mean, like I said, it was really, really awesome when we had them too. And it made our like relationship so like heart-wrenching, because we were like, no, we have to stay together now that the ink is in our skin. The ink. And we had like a his and hers tattoo too. But honestly, like, it's not, for me, it's really not a big deal. I mean, I do have a lot of other tattoos, but at the time when I walked out of that relationship, a majority of my tattoos were also his tattoos. But you justify them, you're like, well, that one was my idea, so why can't I have it still? And, you know, the one is only I had that one. So, and it really doesn't matter. So, if you're asking yourself, well, I have all these matching tattoos, how do you get over somebody when you have them? I mean, it definitely hurts, and it's definitely going to bother you, especially if the terms of your breakup are really, really harsh, if it's their fault, and if you're worried about breaking up and you want to stay together because of the tattoos, I promise you, the next couple weeks after your breakup are always, always better. Breaking up with somebody always hurts right in the beginning, but time heals all. I thought it was a cliche, and it wasn't. I mean, years later, it hurt less and less. Now it never hurts. And I'm happy that I have tattoos there, and I'm happy that the tattoos are good. I kind of lucked out. I ran into him a couple times, and he has actually had most of them covered. I mean, good for me. Now I'm the only one who has some of them, but I still think that that didn't really matter too much to me. I was almost like, oh, you don't want those anymore? Okay. Because you used to want, no, I'm kidding. We have no ill will towards each other. I mean, I don't have any problems with him getting them covered either. I think we're at a point where, like, if I run into him, I can, like, say something jokingly kind of mean, and that's just what I like to do. But we've also been apart many years, like 6 years. So 6 years later, do those tattoos honestly mean the same thing as they used to? No. And I also got like 2 tattoos to represent our breakup. So obviously, like, it was really hard hitting. I can't say that it didn't devastate me, and I can only talk about it so fluidly now because I'm over it. But it's hard. And here's what I'm gonna say. Your first breakup, or your second, third, your big breakup, your we have matching tattoos breakup, is going to be hard. But not to say that breakups aren't hard. You chose to get the matching tattoo. You guys broke up for whatever reason, the next day or a year later, whatever. But I still think that the connection that you guys had is valid. Even if your relationship was abusive, that means you got out of it. If you guys were in love, love is precious. Love is not constant, and love doesn't always happen. So if you guys felt love, even if you just loved yourself with your partner, even if you just loved how you felt or how they made you feel, that can be represented and that can stay on your body. That's okay. I mean, these might be my little justifications, but I got out of that relationship alive, and I also hurt so badly during the breakup. And I told myself, like, I'll never be okay. It took me a really, really long time to stop talking to him, even though we had a clean breakup. You know, I moved out the, like, subsequential, like, 2 years afterwards. Still, it was really hard to break that tie. But I got over it, and I'm always really proud of myself. And not because I was like, you did it, girl, go ahead, get it, but because it was one of the hardest things I had ever done. And I've heard so many people, including myself, we fought for a long time and got back together for a long time, but when we broke up, it's one of the hardest things I had ever done. It was so hard moving back into my parents' house. It was so hard running into people and being like, no, we broke up. Yeah, I still have those tattoos. I'm glad you saw those on social media. Yep, I still have them. And then you run into your friends who are like, I told you from the beginning not to get that tattoo. I told you. And you're like, do you want $10? Yeah, you told me. Like, I don't know. So all that's gonna happen. But for me, and I don't want to call this a journey, but being sad and like things, influence coming from that, your favorite writers, your favorite artists, some of them are sad, and that's where their ideas come from. I'm not saying that your favorite painting of an ocean didn't come from a happy guy, but it may have come from a sad guy. And being able to be so sad and like so rock bottom and so fucked, like I got these tattoos and no man and my parents are so close to me in proximity, what the fuck. Being able to crawl out of that on my belly and be okay today is fine. So honestly, these tattoos, like, they don't hurt me because I don't hurt about that at all. If it just happened to you, like I said, it hurt me for a long time. It really did. But I'm not going to get the tattoos, the rest of the I'm not going to, like, change them. And I don't have any plans to get them covered. I mean, they're not that important to me because they didn't really represent us super well. They represented two people who met because they wanted to get tattoos. And then when those two people were together, they got tattoos. But from there, I didn't stop getting tattooed, so they really, really don't bother me. Now, the big question, what does my current boyfriend think? What did my previous boyfriends think? So, I kind of dated around a little bit in those years, but nothing really serious. I kind of a little bit dated that one tattoo artist, so he knew, and he didn't care. And then from there, not a ton of people knew. I mean, if you guys saw that one episode of X-Files, I was seeing this one guy who was, like, into finding pictures of my ex and, like, comparing himself to him. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but for me, that's red flag behavior anyway. So if that does happen, I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to stay with a guy like that. I mean, offer some consultation, of course, like, oh, did you see a picture of my ex? Like, I'm really sorry that happened, but it is over. And then you can use that kind of language, I guess, too. If someone's like, you have that tattoo from your ex-girlfriend, what? You can use the dialogue I use here. I mean, everyone gets tattoos for different reasons. So if you can audibly talk about how you feel and how you feel now and explain that to your partner and put them on the same page as you, that can be really beneficial to you. I only ran into that one guy who really had a problem with it. Most tattooed people I run into have a story kind of like mine, and now my partner doesn't have any tattoos. So I don't think he gets it. I don't think that he really realizes that getting throwaway tattoos can be self-destructive, but when I was actively being self-destructive, I, like, really enjoyed it. And that's really awful to say, and that's a hard conversation to have with somebody. Like, yeah, I got these tattoos. I hated myself. The breakup tattoos. So it's a lot harder to have that dialogue, obviously, with somebody who doesn't have tattoos. But, you know, at the same time, if you are somebody who has tattoos and you find out that your partner has matching tattoos with their ex, that can be hurtful to you, and I don't blame you. I can only say that it wouldn't really hurt my feelings because I lived it, and I know that my ex and I are over, and that it hurt me for a long time. And yeah, I have these tattoos, but maybe they're my battle wounds. My battle wounds. My cutesy battle wounds. Or something like that. I don't know, I can't express enough that if you feel like you totally fucked up, it might be okay. Name tattoos, I don't know about all that. Those are pretty easy to remove. Black is pretty easy to remove. I have a guy if you need some tattoo removal. Images, safer route, more obscure. And hey, you can keep them. You can keep them. You ever have like one of your ex's shirts and you're like, I fucking hate that guy, but this shirt makes me cute. So, I don't know. Hey, maybe tattoos are the same thing. I don't know. Maybe I am just a nihilist and it really doesn't matter to me. But I hope something I said resonates with you and makes you feel better about something that's on your body, because it's your body and it's your story. And you can't just go into your next relationship and pretend your previous one didn't happen. Because even if you didn't get the tattoo, if your previous partner cheated on you, if your previous partner was abusive to you, if your previous partner, you know, looked through your phone all the time, stuff like that, you still take those into your next relationship and you use those as tools to make your next relationship better. So if mine are visually on my body versus them being implanted in my brain, I really don't see a difference, because you move on and you grow and you get better, and I just happen to have tattoos about it. I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up, break that record, and until next week, go out and vote. I love you. Bye.